Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Dubcast podcast. I'm your host, Major Nanook, and I am joined by Niner 1209,
YOLO!
iTwin Films,
Hello.
and Blue Twin Films.
Hey.
So, we're going to be talking about Battleship today, because we all went to see it, and there were a bunch of things that we decided to point out.
Yeah.
We just wanted to, show everyone. Alright, so, the first thing, I just want to kind of elaborate on what the entire storyline is. Okay, so, there's just going to be a lot of spoilers in this, so if you want to X out... What?
Chicken burritos.
Oh no,
Sorry.
you just ruined the
Kinda
entire
sick.
plot. The entire plot is ruined. Alright, so, if you want to exit out now, because you want to see the movie for yourself, I suggest you do that.
No, don't do that.
Alright, anyway, don't leave, but stay. Okay, that was stupid. Anyway, so the story is, the first thing that we do is we create 3 satellite dishes and a satellite in space. And the satellite dishes are in Hawaii, and they shoot signals, or lasers, I guess, up to the satellite in space, which focuses them.
It's a deep sea
Satellite.
Deep sea satellite. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. See, I think it's like the original Death Star.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
We blew up their planet.
And it shoots. Oh my gosh! It shoots the signal at the Goldilocks planet where the aliens originated from, in a different solar system or something. And what I'm guessing, the reason that the aliens came to Earth that just wanted to destroy everything, because they didn't come here with any supplies, it looked like, to take, or like any resources they wanted to take. They just came to destroy things. So I'm guessing it's because they were having some sort of big Alien World series on their planet or something like that. And when the team that they wanted to win, they had 1 point that they had to gain left, and they had 1 point that they needed. And so when their batter got up, everyone was like, "Yes, we're definitely gonna win it." And when the pitcher pitched the ball, the laser came and hit the batter in the eye, so he couldn't see anymore. And he swung wildly and missed the ball. And then they lost, and they're like, "We have to destroy wherever this laser came from, because we will not lose again." And so
Actually, that sounds about accurate, but take out all the talking, and there you go. They were all just kind of looking around. They're just trying to guess what each other wanted.
yeah, the
They don't
aliens,
talk, and they have no written language, so I don't know.
yeah, the aliens were salamander people. So they wore
They had
these
awesome beards, though.
gigantic biosuits that were basically gigantic sunglasses, because they don't like the sun because they're salamander people, as this guy in the movie pointed out, who has a pet salamander.
And he took it to the beach.
He took it at the beach, and the salamander didn't like it because there was sun there. Anyway, basically, the aliens don't like the sun, and so that's their weakness, which is a kind of horrible weakness because they live. What the heck was that? It sounded like somebody strangled a parrot.
How about we just
Shut
move
up,
on?
Wally! I don't love you anymore.
Oh my
I
god.
don't love you anymore.
How about we just move on?
What was that?
That's my cabinet.
What?
Now you're beating it up with a pan.
No, I'm trying to make myself lunch. You know,
Okay.
This is the best time to do it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so they don't like the sun. And, so everything they have are giant sunglasses. So when they're coming to the planet, to Earth, that is, they have this big ship. They have 5 ships, and one of them is a communications ship. And when they're coming to our planet, they hit the satellite that's been sending the signals to their planet, which destroys that satellite and the communications ship.
What are you doing?
Making tortellini.
Why? Take your microphone away from the sink.
No, it's in the sink.
Why did you? Okay, that's not important.
Are you questioning me?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
It's fine.
so the aliens knock that out, and then the communications ship that they had crashes into China, and then the rest of them land near Hawaii somehow.
But you forgot one little detail.
What?
25,000 Chinese people died.
Yeah. They died, and they didn't mention it except for that one part in the movie. Because apparently there's more where they came from.
Oh, God, Rachel.
I didn't say it. That's what the movie was saying. And I'm just kidding. And I didn't mean that.
Okay.
So then the rest of the 4 ships land in Hawaii, and there's this like giant tower thing that's sending a signal up that makes a force field around all of Hawaii and some other bodies of water, some of the Pacific
Other
Ocean.
bodies of the Pacific Ocean.
Shush!
Ocean.
Some of the Pacific Ocean, and there's only, for some reason, there's only 3 ships inside of the force field. I know they were on an exercise and all, but I don't quite understand why only 3 had made it inside.
No, they were lagging behind, and so they were all on the outside of it.
They were conveniently so close on the outside, though. Like, if you looked at it, it showed the force field, and then they were like, I don't know, 5 miles from the force field. They were so close they could see it. And at one point when the force field goes up, they're like, I have an idea. Let's try and get through by sending the stupidest guy in our fleet.
Most
In a
annoying
j-
guy.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Fred. What? Go fly a jet at the force field.
Okay.
So he goes and flies a jet into the force field and blows up.
And then the secretary guy was like, "Oh, you need to get in there now." And then the Navy commander was like,
He flew a jet into it.
How about I put you in the co-pilot seat of a plane and fly you straight at that force field?
And then he just hangs up.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 of them inside, and then there's 3 alien ships on the inside conveniently too. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. And so,
and then the rest of the movie, they're just going B4 miss.
yeah, at one point they bring up all of the buoy,
The tsunami, that was retarded.
the tsunami buoys, and there's for some reason in a grid, and they're okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, shush. And then they don't bring up the alien ship's location, but they do bring up the boat's location and the missiles that they shoot.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Yeah.
And they would wait until they saw the buoy go underwater, because the alien ship, it doesn't move like just gliding over the water. It jumps through the water like a frog.
Dolphin?
An elephant. Did you say elephant?
I said dolphin.
No, dolphin. Yeah, but it doesn't go underwater. It just jumps on top of the water. And so they waited until the buoy went underwater for them to shoot the missile, instead of planning ahead to shoot the missile.
Yeah, they shot it right at it too.
Yeah, the aliens were shooting. The aliens were going in a pattern. The first 2 ships, and the second one was like the driver was drunk or something,
Mr. Cutters.
or he was.
Wait, you know what I just realized? They're not firing at the ship. They're firing at the buoy where the ship is. So they're just blowing up buoys out there.
Poor buoys. But the aliens are like, I'm guessing, since the aliens don't have any written language or anything, that all of their screens are just like a giant video game. So
Yeah.
when they go to a planet, they're like, oh look, there's some
Buoys.
things here, and every time they destroy one, they get like 10 points.
Combo.
Combo over and over again. And so they try and beat each other's high score by destroying planets or something
Yeah.
like that.
Like the way that their helmets are is like really awesome. Like when they look at like a horse, it gives them additional information. They like look at a horse and it just shows them a picture of a horseshoe.
For some reason, the wild horses had horseshoes.
Yeah. Also, there are no horses in Hawaii. The Hawaiians ate them. I'm not even kidding. They had little horses and the Hawaiians ate them.
That's really weird.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Alright, so the entire movie, the plot is the aliens, since they destroyed the communications ship, are trying to use the satellite dishes in Hawaii to send a signal back to their planet. To who knows what? Like, call in more ships or what? Because they
They'd be
destroy.
like, hey, we found the d-bags who screwed up the World Series.
Yeah, and then, well, okay, and then, that was not nice language right there.
Well, I almost said more, but
Yeah,
you know.
you almost did. So anyway,
It's a dumb server. Oh,
but for
sorry.
some odd reason, it shows when the aliens finally get control of them and then shoot off a short signal, it shows the satellite up there again, completely fine, even after the communication ship hit it.
Yeah. Oh,
They had an extra life.
It respawned.
that'd be funny.
And so then at one point all their ships are destroyed. So they blow up one American ship. The aliens blow up one American
Two
ship.
American ships.
I'm going in order. They blow up one American ship, and then they blow up a Japanese ship, and then they blow up the last American ship. So what happens is they blow up the first one, and everyone on that ship dies. And they blow up
Everybody.
everybody. And then they blow up the second ship, the Japanese one, and even though it exploded in almost the same exact way as the American one, everyone on the Japanese ship survives. And so it shows on the third American ship, the John Paul Jones, they go over and they pick up all the Japanese sailors in it. And then later in the movie, they're all gone somewhere. They like
Yeah.
Dead.
disappear.
They're dead. They threw them overboard.
They threw them overboard for no reason.
Sounds legit.
I don't know. And then when the John Paul Jones explodes, after, so they're going when the John Paul Jones explodes, right? They cuz
Wow.
the alien ship, when it's blowing up, shoots out the little razor ball
Oh yeah,
destroyer
it
things.
shoots out those little attack things. They're like these huge balls, which I don't even know what they have in them, if they even have something in them. But they go around, they identify like bridges, and they destroy them all.
They destroy anything because they're invincible somehow. And I don't really know what they did, because after it showed them destroying Hawaii, or an island on Hawaii, then it just went back to the ships. I don't know if they kept destroying things or they just stopped or something and just sat there, because
It just like no, yeah, it just like rolled away and went to destroy an airfield.
or something like that. But after it destroyed that, what was it gonna do? Because
There was nothing
It
left.
just-
That's
it just
all the
stopped.
stuff on Hawaii.
and apparently even it's not like every alien movie where if you destroy the main ship, everything stops. Because it shot out those ball things, and then they destroyed the ship. Well, right as they destroyed the ship, it shot them out, and then it went
Yeah.
and tore apart the John Paul Jones.
Let's talk about the old people now.
Okay, but anyway, my point was when the John Paul Jones got destroyed, it showed all the sailors on lifeboats, and it rescued everyone. And then later they go back to Pearl Harbor because they need a new ship,
Old
there's-
people.
and there's only one ship left, which is the Missouri.
That
which
that,
is-
that doesn't count as a ship though. It has no fuel. It sat there for 70 years doing nothing.
Yeah.
Taking Americans on it.
And when they get there, they're like, "We don't have a crew." I don't really know where everybody in the lifeboats went, because they were all on the lifeboats. And when the ship was sinking, like the back part went up, and it showed the main character and the Japanese captain, the ship captain, climbing up to the top.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Not really sure why they decided, let's climb up to the top.
Yeah.
But so they climb up to the top and then they jump off. Like, I mean, you couldn't have jumped off like into the lifeboats or anything.
That would have broken your legs.
Well, no, but they decided to jump into like the flaming pile of wreckage.
Yeah, and
the
nobody
propellers-
was
all
hit
that
by
was beneath them, a
shrapnel.
flaming pile of wreckage.
No one was hit by shrapnel. And
Yeah.
and then
Then they go to the Missouri, and then like all the old people appear.
yeah, there were a bunch of World War II veterans that worked on the Missouri, that were there for some meeting or something, and they were all on the boat. Like, I don't know what happened. If they saw when the aliens came down, one of them was like, "I knew this day would come," and they went and like ran on the boat, and then they
It
were acting
waited.
like they were running everything, and then one of them was like, I can imagine one of them like in the bridge. He's like the captain. He's like barking orders, and then he's making gun noises. He goes, "Pew pew, we're under attack, man," or something like that. And
Just like running around screaming. I'm surprised that like none of them were like insane. Like if I was old and I saw aliens, I would just like either just die on the spot, or I would go crazy, like run around naked screaming.
Or
Guys,
both.
guys.
Yeah.
Someone just admitted that they griefed my house.
Okay,
Big deal.
That's like.
that's so cool.
Okay,
yeah, shut up.
anyway,
Sorry.
back to the topic. So then, when they get there, they're like, "We don't have a
Yes,
crew."
ma'am.
We don't have a crew. And then there were like a bunch of old people.
Yes.
All the old people are already there,
Yeah.
and they're just
And then they all walk out. Like
yeah, they're just standing there,
Oh.
and they're like,
He didn't
Yeah.
get that part.
you know, revelation.
Let me come real quick.
And so they go. They're like, we can
Okay.
use these old guys as
Right back.
crew members
Yeah,
because they all still know how to run everything. It's all like steam powered. And anyway,
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
and they somehow brought all ammunition and stuff.
There
'Cause
is, yeah. I used to live in Hawaii, and I went to the Missouri. There is no ammunition. I asked if there was still ammo on the ship, and they're like, no. Why would
It's
we
probably
do
a really suspicious question, though. Hey, are there any bombs on the ship?
11. So, some 11-year-old's gonna use the ammo on the ship.
Let's do this.
Screw you, Hawaii.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then they get the 70-year-old ship to work, like it was brand new, and sail it out to Oahu, where the satellite dishes are, because they're gonna destroy it, because there's aliens there. And meanwhile, this whole time, his girlfriend is on land, and
With a cripple.
she's like a
Yeah, with
It's
the cripple.
she's like a psychiatrist or something. Yeah,
She's
and
also the admiral's daughter. She's a
Yes.
physical therapist. Yeah.
there's so many things going on. Anyway,
Yeah.
she is told to help this
Cripple.
this man who has lost this retired army man who's
Cripple?
lost both of his legs. I heard, I know.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. And so this guy, they're hiking on the mountain when the aliens come, and then they take this. So these
Okay.
police officers come, 3 of them, 3 jeeps come, and they tell them to get off the mountain, and then they leave one jeep behind, which for some reason has nobody in it.
To block the
Yeah, block the
yeah.
road.
Block the road.
Yeah, but when they go out and the 2 jeeps got everyone in it got killed, and so she goes and takes the keys, and then they go back to the jeep, and they have guns there too, but the jeep has nobody in it.
Because
You blocked
they
the road.
he got picked up by another person. By
Yeah,
the
but
other two
It
people.
blocked the road, but shouldn't there be somebody there to tell them?
No. Well, no. First of all, they don't really need to tell anybody. Who's gonna go? Who is in their right mind gonna go to a mountain when they see aliens attacking?
Well, who knows? It looked like meteors.
Yes, and then things started. Then things popped out of the meteors and started killing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. And so, and then, one of the tech guys that was working with the satellite dishes there comes, and he's like, "Are you a cyborg?" And
Yeah, that was one good line.
and he hides behind the bushes because he thinks the guy that has 2 prosthetic legs is a cyborg, which would be pretty awesome, but he's not. So, anyway,
Technically, yes. Well, I don't get is like when they start. Well, the aliens took over and they're trying to get back to the communications on their home planet, right?
Mhm.
And so then suddenly he gets into a fight with one of the aliens, and before he could like barely walk with
And-
it.
and then he has all these skills.
Yeah, he's got like sudden skills and like he can like
Well,
bend his knee joint, which I
It's 'cause he
didn't actually
didn't.
think was possible.
You don't have
Yeah, And so then they make the guy go get his equipment, which can reach the boats,
Okay.
I
apparently.
I don't even know what that was. It looked like a normal phone.
off the top of your dresser.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just kidding. And so then the guy goes to get his equipment, and by the time he gets back, it's somehow night. Like it was
Yeah,
day.
and then within like 2 hours, it's day again. I don't know,
Yeah.
that's how Hawaii works, but you know, I've never lived there or anything.
The aliens messed everything up. And so he gets when he goes into the building to get his stuff, he gets the briefcase and then that has all the equipment in it and turns around and there's an alien in the doorway just looking at him and he freezes and the alien walks up really really slowly and then reaches out towards his face really really slowly and then grabs the briefcase.
And
And-
they're like just
That was
staring
funny.
into each other's eyes.
And then he doesn't do anything with the briefcase. He just lets go of it again and then
Reaches for the guy's face. Again.
reaches for the guy's face and then the
He
scene
cuts
cuts to
run
him
away.
running outside.
Yeah. It was a pretty good movie, I guess.
Yeah, Rihanna was in it too. When they captured an alien, when they got an
She was
alien,
like, "It's so hot."
no, she she goes, my father told me one day that the aliens would the aliens would come, either we would find them or they would find us, and he said that I don't want to be there when that day comes, and I'm like, wow, he must have been crazy.
Yeah, sure. And her father sounded like they were high a lot. She like a lot of times she's just like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, when
Just, like,
when
staring off.
when they were in the first lifeboat or when they were first recon boat to go and check out the tower thing that was out in the middle of the ocean, the main character goes, are you ready or something?" And she goes, "Yeah, man." And I'm like,
Just
wow.
stares off. So I'm like, okay.
If I find that again, you are going to be grounded. Pick
Tisk,
it up
tisk.
and hang it up where it belongs now.
Hey,
All right.
you guys probably mute your mic.
Oh,
He doesn't know how to do that.
nothing. You
And
wouldn't
so,
know where it was, Josh.
Anyway, alright, so, anyway, yeah, then once he gets the equipment, they call the John Paul Jones, and okay, he left.
They get
Then
like 3 minutes of call time though.
yeah, then they drive off somewhere. I don't even remember where they were heading to, but, oh yeah, they were heading back to the area for some reason, and the guy's like, "I don't have a death wish, thank you." And then he takes his equipment back, and so when they get there, they just crash through all the alien equipment, and then the guy that lost both of his legs jumps out and goes up to the big alien that they have guarding the place, which has like a gun for an arm, and walks up to it, and the alien looks at him and it analyzes him, and it says that it colors him green because that means he's safe, just like in our world. Anyway, it colors him green, and so then he tackles it. And
It's
then
like,
it's
not
like-
green, not green.
Yeah, it's like red, and so they start fighting, and when it looked like the alien was gonna win, the guy with the briefcase comes back and hits the alien in the face with it.
He's probably thinking we're still on for tonight, right?
No, it was a different alien,
Oh,
but it could have been.
well, they could have a group.
Okay, that was too far. That was too far.
Sharing is caring.
Is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So then they tear off the mask of the alien, and it has like this
Too
awesome.
much about this. We went into like great detail.
Yeah, we've gone into like a really deep
Told
detail.
you, get it all off there right now.
Which is
I already
good.
Said it once.
Oh,
when I was
really?
in there.
And
I want it all. I want it off so I can go.
All right,
Now.
all right, so there's
guys. I'll be back later.
okay, so we have Niner in here now, just Niner. All right, so anyway, he has like a goatee.
Yes, I do.
No, the alien has like a goatee, which is
I prefer the manatee.
manatee,
Man, yes.
a manatee, And so, yeah, then when they rip off his mask, he's like blind because the sun is so bright. And he has a hard time figuring out where the man with no legs is.
Yeah. Why can't I didn't see? He's like just swinging wildly. Why don't you just like take a few steps back? I mean, he can't walk that fast. I mean,
And
you
he's
have to
on
get
the ground too,
distance.
so he can't even get up really.
Still, just get a little distance.
So yeah, that's about all the points.
Yeah, there's not really much.
Oh yeah, they have one last shell to shoot at the. So when the Missouri goes out, they see the tower that was creating the force field that had moved closer to shore, and it turned out it was an alien ship, like a big, huge one. And so he yells starboard, and what are you doing?
Get my tortellini.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so he yells go starboard, and
They should
The-
report.
the boat turns left instead of right, and so it goes left, and then the alien ship has like a tracking system on it, and then he yells drop the anchor, and the anchor drops, and it makes the boat, it doesn't tear the boat in half or anything.
It stops the front and then it turns, which should have capsized it and killed everybody inside.
It turns the boat really fast around, and then they just fire on the alien ship. Once once it's pretty well destroyed, they have one round left, and they shoot it at the
But did they destroy the alien ship?
oh yeah, it was being destroyed, and when the it was sinking, and
Oh, yeah.
when it was sinking, it shot those razor ball things again,
Oh, those throwing knives. That's what I
wheel
think.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And they used the last round to shoot at the island where all the alien equipment was, and that is also where the guy that had two prosthetic legs was fighting the alien.
And he survives that. Like,
Yeah.
it lands, like, right near him.
It
And he,
shows
like, nothing happens.
at the end of the movie, everyone's getting their medals, and it says retired army officer, and the guy walks up, like not even any scars or anything.
Yeah. And then they only give the guy, like, the silver star for, like, saving the entire world. He should have gotten 3 medals of honor and been elected president 4 times.
4 times.
Typing.
just for saving the world. Yeah, that makes sense actually, I guess. Well, this has been the first Dubcast podcast.
Yeah.
If you guys like this, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Don't forget to comment on what you would like us to talk about next. And
We do Minecraft. Lots of Minecraft.
alright, yeah. And subscribe to each of our channels, which you can find on the Dubcast Podcast channel. So this has been Major Nanook, and
91209.
who's still making tortellini. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
YOLO.
YOLO. YOLO.